with the Department of Education and how that has severely declined over the last couple of years. And from that meeting, there was a planning committee struck, and that planning committee, on behalf of the community, asked me if I would speak on their behalf. That said, I'd like to thank the Ujamaa for bringing the community together to be able to have that conversation. This is not only about me. It's not only about Ujamaa. It's not only about the Minister of Education. And I've been asked why the Premier, why not the Minister? And I need to tell you this. Today, this is a call-out. We're used to call-outs in our community. This is a call-out. This is a call-out to the Premier of Nova Scotia, and it's a call-out to ask him to take his proper role in leadership and stop the insanity. It's a call-out to tell him and ask him to take action and take accountability. It's a call-out for reconciliation. It's a call-out for procedural fairness, and it's a call-out for natural justice. It is a call-out for the Nova Scotian government to do their elected duty as required by law and treat African Nova Scotians like the rest of the community. We have a vote, and they need to start to see us as constituents.
Yep.
Why are we here? We are here because the African Nova Scotian community has lost confidence in the Minister of Education and the Department of Education, African Canadian Services. It's really unfortunate to be able to say that, or to have to say that. We've lost confidence in the fact that we're going to get over this issue. This has been 2 years. This has been dragging us, and it just keeps getting worse. We've lost confidence in their ability to mediate and their desire to mediate and to have good faith in mediation. We've lost confidence in the recommendations of the Black Report. We've lost confidence that the government's commitment to us on that day and their recognition that African Nova Scotians in this community has historically been wrong by the Department of Education and the Nova Scotian government. We've lost not only confidence, but we have lost our dream of being the first Canadians to have an Afrocentric Learning Institute dedicated to research and higher places of learning. We've lost confidence. Why? Why are we here? Some people have asked me all week, are we here because there's a fight in the Black community? Why are we here? I have to tell you that this issue is bigger than one person. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than CACE. It's bigger than the ALI, any other name you want to call it. It's bigger than a name. It's bigger than one executive director. It's bigger. It's bigger because this is about the historical relationship that African Nova Scotians have with the Department of Education, the historical relationship that African Nova Scotians have with the Nova Scotian government. It's bigger because no matter if it's a driving while you're Black, an African Nova Scotian education, whether it's the issues around proper funding and treatment in the Nova Scotian Coloured School, whether it's about Africville, there is a historical problem and an historical disconnect between our community and the Nova Scotian government. So we are here to talk to the Premier and to ask the Premier conciliatorily, will he take action and accountability for the Nova Scotian and the way that it has historically and continues to treat African Nova Scotian community? This is about the fact that as African Nova Scotians, we are not afforded the same process as everyone else. This is about natural justice and procedural fairness. This is about the fact that the Premier, the buck stops with him. that he is ultimately responsible for oversight in his government. And this is about us asking him to stop and assist us with mending that relationship historically. People say, why not the minister?
Go inside and stand.
The minister, I've got to tell you, has been playing a shell game for a couple of years now. You know that game, the little red ball and the shells, and you see it in old movies, and the shells move round and round. You've got to try to follow the ball.
He disappears something.
People spend so much time trying to keep their eye on the ball that they don't see your palming. This is about us keeping our eye on the ball. This isn't about one person. This isn't about an audit. What it is about, honestly, is the failure of the Department of Education to be impartial. The failure for them to push their agenda over the voices of African Nova Scotians. It is about the failure to address the abuse of power and the abuse of position that was identified in the judicial review. It is about the failure of the minister to use natural justice when dealing with the African Nova Scotian community, whether it be our employees or individuals. I don't know a lot about audits. I am not a money person. I do the best I can to balance my own checkbooks. But let me tell you something. I know an audit needs to be external. I know that if you have problems with the way that something is run, that you need to ask specific questions. And I also know that people have the right to provide answers. They have the right to know what's been said and for them to provide answers to that. I know that you have an obligation to gather all the facts. I know that you have to ask specifics. And if there's an issue, you have an obligation to confront the responsible people. And you know what? Then you do the appropriate HR response, whether that is everything is fine or something needs to be done. But I know that you do not release into the public information that the individuals that you're talking about don't have any idea about and have not had an opportunity to respond to. I know that you have an obligation as a government to do due diligence. This is about us keeping our eye on the ball. And I will ask you, together with me, and I will ask the minister, together with us, to make a commitment to the African Nova Scotian community today and caucus with us. Allow us to pick our representatives. The government doesn't pick who speaks for us. I'm here because I do not say no to my community. When they ask for something, I respond because they respond to me when I need something. This is about mending the historical relationship that we have. And I do want to indicate to you that around 10:30 today, I received an email from the Premier's office, and that email thanked the Premier for the invitation for the press conference today and the request for a meeting, and that he has agreed that he's unavailable for today on such short notice, but that he would be happy to schedule a meeting in the very near future, and his schedulers will be in contact with us.
Well, that's a victory.
So if somebody has heard what we said, let's hope that they listen to the message. Thank you so much. As I said, this is a press conference. I want to invite, or take the opportunity to invite one of our supporters. This is from the group Solidarity Halifax, and I want to invite Sébastien Labelle. Thank you.
I'm a little taller, so.
Sébastien.
Hi everyone, my name is Sébastien Labelle. I'm a member of Solidarity Halifax, and I'm here today in solidarity with you, voicing your outrage toward a ministry and a government that's been found guilty of facilitating what Supreme Court Justice LeBlanc has termed a takeover of the Afrocentric Learning Institute, or the ALI. And today what appears to be an attempt to undermine the organizational capacity of the Council on African Canadian Education as an act of reprisal and to protect government officials from accountability. Now, CACE, or the Council on African Canadian Education, out of which emerged the ALI, has over the last 17 years been one of the most important independent organizations examining and studying racism in this province. The ALI has been countering this racism through an educational framework that centers people of the African diaspora in their own historical, cultural, and philosophical narrative. The work performed by CACE and the ALI is crucial. Education Minister Casey may think that the fight against racism doesn't warrant a properly funded and properly staffed independent organization to tackle this problem, but we at Solidarity Halifax feel very differently. And the Black Report, has been issued 20 years ago. But racism didn't get shelved along with that report, right? I mean, we wish that we didn't have to have an anti-racism caravan in North Dartmouth just over a year ago. We wish that we didn't have to draw the parallels between Ferguson last year and the historic and systemic oppression here in this province. We wish there wasn't a need today for a Working While Black in Nova Scotia website to expose everyday workplace racism in this province. And we wish we didn't have to be here today to denounce government interference in the affairs of an arm's-length organization that represents the interests of the African Nova Scotian community. And yet, here we are, as our government continues in its arrogant and paternalistic behavior towards marginalized communities in this province, and that regardless of who's in power. But let's be clear now that the issue that brings us here today is not an African Nova Scotian issue. It's not just a black problem. Government abuse of power is everyone's problem.
That's right.
Right? And that's why we're all here. Minister Casey may say that resources and mandates need to be reviewed and made more efficient. Well, I mean, sure, of course, we at Solidarity Halifax share with African Nova Scotian citizens the desire that public funds be used to their best use, used responsibly. But any reviews with a genuine intention needs to be made with considerate public consultation and the participation of the communities that are affected. And also, there can be no finger pointing until Minister Casey cleans up her own house. Flagrant deception and abuse of power from government officials is something all Nova Scotians should be loudly denouncing.
That's right.
We're demanding accountability for those who have been found guilty of wrongdoing. We're demanding transparency for consultations with the African Nova Scotian community, and we're demanding an apology to all citizens of this province from the current government for failing in their responsibility to represent all peoples in this province. So we're demanding accountability, transparency, and an apology now. Thank you very much. Solidarity.
So thank you very much. And I have to tell you something. As an African Nova Scotian woman, I cannot in this province call racism by its name, because then I am too sensitive. Right? I'm kind of cause trouble. So you know something, I have to rely on someone else, hoping to God that they see it so that they can come up and call it by name. The African Nova Scotian community demands accountability, demands and requests, because we have to request, we have to plead to be treated equally. And we plead with the minister, we plead with the premier to get the house in order, to work with the African Nova Scotian community, with the representatives we choose, not who they tell us to work with, not who they tell them what to say. And you know something, we were loved as long as we were agreed. We were loved. Big 20-year celebration, huge parties. Who's been to Lord Nelson when they had the big Black family conference, right? When they loved what we were doing. We were loved, but we agreed. The moment we say, hey, well, wait a minute now, that's not right, our community says this, well, we're not popular anymore. We're not popular anymore. You know, there are people who believe that racism is gone, and we know it isn't. So let's hope, let's move forward towards mediation and conciliation, because this is bigger than a name. It's bigger than one person. It's bigger than the shell game that the minister is playing. It's bigger than that. I want to thank you all for coming out, and there will be ongoing community activity. So each of you, please, we'll be sending out, hold your dates. Thank you very much.